So Dispatch exploded during the last quarter of 2025, bringing up so many debates, so much fandom wars, a little bit of racism, amazing cosplays, by the way, and people asking why Invisigal looks like Vi from Arcane. This is quite literally what people have been saying. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about the many, when I say problems, just know that I don't really think that these are problems per se, but it's the discourse and it's what everybody's talking about of Dispatch. So the many problems of Dispatch. In this video, we're going to be talking about Invisigal versus Blonde Blazer, who the better fit is actually, why people are talking about the limited choices of who you get to romance. One side of the pond saying that this game is propaganda because they made Invisigal look like a canonically lesbian character, and a little bit of the Prism hate because I don't understand that. We're also going to be talking about the two different pathways, the differences between them when you choose Invisigal as against Blonde Blazer, all this and more. But before we get into today's video, hi, I'm Naya. This is my corner of the internet. I talk about all things. Literally, if you check, I make nerdy content, I make pop culture content. I started off making a lot of like nerdy or nostalgic videos, so if you like that, don't forget to check it out. But we're gonna jump straight into this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe because I am not sitting here for no reason. Let's get into it. So Dispatch is a 2025 interactive superhero drama created by Ad Hoc Studios, a team made up of former Telltale developers who originally pitched this world as a live-action cinematic universe, meaning this game wasn't supposed to be a video game at first. It was actually conceived as an episodic TV-style franchise with real actors, mixed media storytelling, and a branching narrative that you could watch, not play. Straight off the bat, seeing this game, the vibes I got was very much Invincible style and kind of The Boys. When I saw Phenomenon come down from the sky, I thought we were experiencing Nolan all over again. I was scared, but he actually ended up to be a really chill guy and honestly super underrated character. But during development, the concept shifted. Instead of going full live action, they reimagined it as an interactive story game, blending Telltale style choice mechanics with a comic book superhero setting. So Dispatch ended up sitting in this interesting space between a graphic novel and a TV show, a dating sim, with you playing as the main character, a man that people have referred to as being a basic white boy who I love, Robert Robertson.
Why would you crinkle cut your balls or your zipper if you don't have them? What are you asking me?
A fallen hero who now works at the Superhero Dispatch Center, or Superhero Dispatch Network. Once the game launched, it completely blew up, selling over 1 million copies in its first few months and taking over social media. TikTok edits, threads, compilations, shipping charts, they were everywhere. And suddenly people were obsessed with not only the character dynamics, but the cast and the voice actors behind it.
Look at me, you disobeyed a direct order. How can you think it went well?
This guy's weird. You gonna eat those Twinks?
I'm not quite drunk enough to share my origin story just yet.
She said you're a capable, honorable man that truly cares for others.
What do you need to pre-chew like a little baby bird, bitch?
Yeah, I reached out to this little pissant when his dad passed. Then he got to ducking me like he owed me money.
Shit, yeah, you're right. Anybody got a rug? You gotta drop and roll, lad.
Oh, I'ma stay with it. Hold up, aren't you banned?
Oh, that, yeah, he kinda randomly turns into a monster sometimes.
My bad. You think I don't touch my ding-a-ling cause we stay in the lure?
Some people become scared before they even know they're hurt. Like babies.
Fair warning. Denise is a snitch, so don't tell her nothing.
Phenomenon man. He's like a rock star. I'm joking, because of the rock, the roll.
And you are not like a man anymore. So, you need to get the fuck out of here.
The messy romances, and the wild tonal mix of office comedy, superhero chaos, and dramatic relationship drama. And let's not forget the extreme gooner content. Dispatch basically became the first big fandom explosion of 2025, praised for its visuals and performances, and absolutely its writing choices, its romance system, and the way it handles female characters, which is what we're also going to discuss today. So let's start with the world and the concept. As I've previously mentioned, we play as Robert Robertson, who is a fallen hero. He's Robert Robertson III, also known as Mecha Man. And this game kind of is similar to other interactive games. Think Life is Strange, or as simple and as what I say quote-unquote girly episode or choices that's literally still available for mobile download. And I think I might do an episode style video, like me doing it and then filming it for you guys if you like that kind of stuff, because it's so nostalgic. So Robert is the stoic, damaged, and morally gray character designed to appeal to, I think, mostly male players, but it's not just men playing this game, it's a lot of girls and women playing this game as well. His narrative power fantasy is being everyone's emotional center and savior. Mecha Man is voiced by none other than Aaron Paul. We've got the character Chase, also known as Trackstar, who had a very compelling storyline. And spoiler alert if you are not up to date with the latest episodes that released as of today, yeah, Chase is alive, so I'm happy, we're all happy. There's Blonde Blazer, also known as Mandy, who is voiced by Aaron Vett. We have Invisigal, who is voiced by a very popular actor themselves, Laura Bailey. Just scroll through the comment section of every single Invisigal edit. It's people saying, I mean, she's voiced by Laura Bailey, so of course I'm picking her. We've got Flambe, you know, our pyrokinetic of the team, who initially a lot of people thought was Hispanic or Italian or French or something, but actually it turns out he is from Afghanistan originally.
And before anyone else tries to claim it, it needs to be said, Flambe had the best character arc in the entire game. If you would have told me after I played episode 1 by the end of the game, Flambe would be my top 3 favorite characters, I would have laughed at you so hard. But the run that this man went on in the second half of the story, generational. Because easily he was the most annoying character in the entire game. I remember when we had to cut either Coop or Sonar, I was so mad we couldn't cut Flambe. Now, oh my, bro, I'm so glad we kept him. Because not only did he win us over with a song in episode 5, but he just got 10 times funnier from there. Not to mention, bro's low-key a better person now, like he's still an a-hole, but out of all people, when we were in the room to cut Invisigal, I knew Gollum was gonna speak up because he's friends with Invisigal, but out of all people, I was not expecting Flambe to say, look, I feel the same way as Gollum, y'all let me back in even when y'all didn't have to, so I feel the same way. Like, I was like, bro, that is not the Flambe that we knew from episode 1. And dude, if you get the romance ending with Invisigal, he's still hilarious. When Invisigal goes to kiss you and the entire Z team's around, bro, Flambe goes, somebody's attracted to Robert. You lock that down, Robert, because it'll never happen again in your life. Dude, then when he's walking past with Prism, he really goes, oh man, she really took a bullet for Robert. Something I would have never done. Like, bro, dude, he is so funny, bro. We need a season 2 because we need more Flambe. He unironically became the funniest character in the entire game.
Confused a lot of people for some reason. We've got Sonar, who is voiced by Moist Critical, and Sonar is also another fan favorite, another favorite of mine. Like, give me that bat boy right now. There's Coop, who I was obsessed with her design. Like, there are so many different designs in this game, and I just feel like we could have had the option to romance Coop, but as of right now that I've actually played one version of it, because you can do 2 saves, you know, depending on if you want to choose to kick off Sonar or Coop. But yeah, I'm not really messing with her right now, but she's cool as well. We've got Punch Up. We've got Malevola Gibb, a fan favorite as well. Like, everyone saw the chemistry between her and Rob. Well, would I say chemistry, or just the fact that it seems like she has a little bit of a crush on him? But then again, I saw some comments talking about the fact that she's a canon lesbian, so maybe she's just like being friendly, but nonetheless, she is bad. She would have been a cool option had it been that she was swinging that way. There's Gollum, voiced by Young Gravy. So they've got like quite a random cast going on right now. We've got Waterboy. Waterboy is another fan favorite, very beloved. I also found out that he has a comic book alongside some of the other heroes in this, which I thought was amazing, by the way. I need to check those out and kind of see what the similarities and differences are from that to the game. As previously mentioned, we have Phenomenon. There is Royd, and yeah, he's pretty cool too. You get the choice to like fist pump him in the bathroom, and I'm glad that a lot of people went with the choice of doing that because he was chill. At first I was thinking he was a little bit of a weirdo because I'd never been to a male bathroom and I didn't know like they talk to each other like when they're peeing. I don't know, I just weirdo vibes, but he was cool. And then the main villain of the game is someone called Shroud. Now let's talk about the love interests and the choices that we get to make. We have Invisigal. Invisigal is cool for the most part. You know, if you want to read deeper meaning and just be a little bit honest, a lot of people have speculated like, hey, was she a teenager? Like, was she a little bit younger even if she wasn't a teenager, because of the way she acts so juvenile? And I was just like, girl, what are you doing? She immediately got the Vi from Arcane allegations, which led to a lot of people saying that, one, they're not going to play this game because it's propaganda, that they used Vi's design to, you know, put on a straight character, or presumably straight character.
I love Arcane, but the fandom is really weird at times, because this strange obsession that they're having with Invisigal because she looks similar to Vi, it's kind of getting out of hand. Like, I'm someone who's made a lot of content about Arcane, and it didn't really pop in my head that Invisigal looked like Vi until someone pointed out to me. And even then, when I realized, I was just like, oh, okay, that's cool. You know, they look similar. They kind of give off the same vibe. I can understand that. But now it's like the more and more popular the game gets and the more people find out about this character. I've seen like 3 TikToks a day for the past week of people being like, oh, look at this Vi ripoff. Oh, they're ripping off Vi. Oh, this character is based off Vi. Like, bro, they don't act alike. Like, if you've actually played the game, they don't act alike. Like, I've seen people say they give off the same vibe, and I could see from like why you would think that from the appearance. But other than the fact that they both have bold personalities, they're not the same character. Like, she is not a Vi ripoff. There's also this weird subsection of people that are mad that Invisigal might just be a straight girl because she's potentially a love interest for our main character, and they're saying that because she looks like Vi, she's based off Vi, so they're like, she's queer. The developers are queer baiting for making her look like that. And like, regardless of whatever, if Invisigal is straight, bi, or gay or whatever, she is not the blueprint. Like, Vi is not the blueprint for short hair girls that can fight. I don't understand this logic.
There's one side of the pond saying that Vi doesn't own that specific character design, and honestly, I don't think that Invisigal looks that much like Vi. Probably they have spiky hair, and Invisigal quite literally acts like a tomboy, so that could be what's causing that, you know, comparison. One thing about Invisigal that is quite obvious from the jump, as well as Mandy, also known as Blonde Blazer, is the fact that she's quite literally made to just be like a man's dream, like a man's fantasy, kind of. She's just very, like, she's the cool girl, you know. If you know anything about the cool girl in media, not like there aren't cool girls that, you know, aren't, you know what I mean, but maybe pick-me's. But and I do not think that she falls under a pick-me category. I just don't like the way she talks.
But if we really think about it, if there was like no sex involved, the love interest would have like, they would fall so flat. Like, imagine not being given the option to kiss Blonde Blazer in the first episode, or Invisigal's like constant sex jokes, or even like her sex scene, or like being able to zip up Blonde Blazer's dress and her like nip slip. Like, what the fuck? Without any of that, they would just be nothing. Like, they would just be regular ass characters. Like, the foundation of these characters is built on being sexual objects, and it's like, I just wish we were given more time to like explore like different aspects of these characters, and I see it kind of coming in. It's like a slow burn, but they definitely come first with like how they sexually serve Robert Robertson, and it's like, I just wish it wasn't like that. But hey, I like the show. I like, it's a game, actually. I like the game.
I literally don't. She's just constantly making sex jokes, sexual innuendos. Like, when has she ever had a conversation not with those comments?
All right, Vizzy, these guys are tough, but it's all right, I'm watching your back.
Watching my back, huh? I bet you just want a good look at my ass.
Okay, no, I'm gonna help you through the mission, okay? Just listen to my instructions, okay?
Fine, I'll be a good girl and listen.
Oh my god, you always do this. Not everything is about that. Okay, focus, all right, please. These guys are armed to the teeth, so I'm gonna need you to watch it.
Ooh, armed to the teeth? You know, I won't use any teeth when I blow you, Robert.
What the fuck are you talking about? Viz, hey!
Pull out that dick, Robert! You know I want to see it, come on! It's just you and me!
This is sexual harassment. I hope you know that. They have guns, and they will shoot you!
Ooh, guns? Are they big? Maybe like a big penis. I rather like penises, Robert. Maybe you should show me your penis after this mission.
Okay, that one didn't even make sense. Can we just cut her?
Oh, come on!
Bring Sonar back!
Come on, that was a good one! Come on, Robert!
Yeah, well, you had the right call.
Come on,
you had the right call to begin with.
Don't cut me, man! I'll stop! Is that Blonde Blazer on the phone? Let me talk to that bitch!
That's kind of where I'm put off by Invisigal. Other than that, I think that her and Robert have a pretty interesting chemistry that a lot of people have argued falls pretty seamlessly into the game either way. Like, even if you do end up picking the Blonde Blazer path, people have argued that they feel as though her storyline is more natural to it and she just falls in more naturally. I think that's up for debate and up to personal choice. But I will always be like a sucker for the kind of enemies to lovers dynamic. I don't know, it's problematic for some, but I honestly think that she bounces off of Robert pretty well. I've seen creators compare this to like a Selena Kyle, Bruce Wayne kind of romance, though theirs is much more underwhelming. They will never be Batcat. So, feature editing Naya here, and I wanted to talk a little bit more about the discourse surrounding Invisigal and what people are saying. The whole scene where she basically reveals that she was in partnership with Shroud, and the whole essay allegations thing going on. So, straight to it, we have the scene where she turns invisible and kisses Robert, and it's been reported by many of the players that even if you don't choose the Invisigal route, that she will try to kiss you anyway. Now, a lot of people have said that this is a main reason as to why they don't take male victims seriously, because it's usually passed off as a joke or something in between the lines. But then again, there's another group of people talking about the fact that a lot of them have probably never experienced romantic feelings or romantic relationship. The whole scene where she kisses him to see if she's into him. But I don't know if that's what people are, solely hammering on, or whether they're hammering on the fact that she turned invisible doing it. And
when the reason no one takes male victims seriously is because men do not take male victims seriously.
It seems like anytime I talk about any popular medium, I end up having to make several follow-up videos on it, but I swear this is the last one. We're gonna try to tackle a lot of the critiques targeted toward me as best as I can in this one video. As you can probably imagine, one of the biggest critiques toward myself is that it's not that deep. It's just a video game. I'm being too woke, which those criticisms don't even make sense when you put into context that, hey, this is TikTok. Anything can be as deep as I want it to be. If you don't think it's that deep, and if you don't have the critical thinking skills to understand why something like this may be deep, or why we may be having a conversation on this subject, maybe you should just stop interacting, right? And this isn't me trying to be rude or like trying to be insulting, but do you guys not realize that when you continuously interact with content, when you go into other comments adding me, being hateful, or you're making several comments just spewing absolute bullshit, you're only gonna get more content like this. So for your peace of mind and for mine, stop interacting. If you really think that this content is so woke and so shit and just doesn't make any sense, stop interacting with it. Now for these next two, these are both very conflicting arguments, and I don't really know which one the community stands by the most, but I'm going to go over both of them. The first argument I see is that we are Robert, therefore anything that happens to Robert is because we have allowed it, or because our choices have led up to that moment. Robert isn't treated as his own character. We are supposed to be Robert, in a sense, I guess. And to that I would say, my point still fucking stands. If I am Robert, the housewarming scene happens regardless of your choices. Invisigal tries to kiss you regardless of your choices. Invisigal goes into the men's bathroom, invades your privacy despite your own choices. You will still be harassed and assaulted despite your own choices. So my point still stands. The game doesn't know how to handle its themes of assault, and I can't even really call them themes because they're not really used as more than a tool for being a gag or a joke or to push romantic tension. On the conflicting side of this argument, the side of this argument I said contradicts the other, is that Robert is still attracted to Blonde Blazer or Invisigal regardless of your choices. And to that I would say, my point still fucking stands. The housewarming scene still happens. Invisigal constantly invades your privacy and makes sexual jokes towards you. You get the point, okay? This one was very uncommon. I think there was actually only one person who saw this, but it did stick with me because there were always people who try to use this as an argument. He essentially tried to state that I was being puritanical by saying that Invisigal's dream of Robert was Puritan because sex is not extremist. First and foremost, no shit, okay? I'm not saying sex is extreme or some wild thing, or even having wet dreams or fantasies in general is extreme. However, in the context of the game that we are playing, it's very clear that sex itself is being used as an extreme object to push forward a very mundane thing. I can't really remember anything else, but those were the major ones that stuck in my head. I'm probably gonna get more comments, so we'll see what's up. Oh, I actually just got one right now as I was going to post this. The game got good reviews, so it's not bad. What does that have to do with anything?
The surprise that overtook him or not. This is just a lot of discourse. I do not think that Invisigal is like a horrible, horrible character. I definitely find her annoying, which is normal, but I feel like she does suffer from a lot of traumas, which is why I think it would have been so much better for them to go with her not being a love interest and her being more of like a student-mentor relationship thingy, with Robert.
You and 48% of players did not trust her. Good on us. You and 76% of players neglected Invisigal, leading to her to embrace villainy over heroism. She needs to find Jesus. Like she gotta talk to a therapist. She gotta drink more water. She gotta do something to clear her brain up, because there's no reason your identity is tied to if I like you or wanna fuck you or not. Now I'm sure that she wanted more than that. I'm sure she wanted a relationship and all the trim and fun stuff with it. But like what? Like, see what I'm saying? She don't know herself enough to be in a relationship yet, bro. Like me choosing Blonde Blazer or not would not make her a villain or a good. But bro, she been chose villainy. Like me liking her wouldn't have stopped her from working with Shroud in the first place. Anyway. Oh.
But nonetheless, that's just how I personally feel. But other than that, I feel like she is a complex character, but I'm not going to sit up here and say, hey, what she did wasn't like obviously a little bit cringy. It was, but you know, there's a lot of discourse. I don't know if you guys think this is essay or not, and I'm not going to discredit people that think that it is. Also, we're not going to talk about Invisigal without talking about Malevola. I know this game is, you know, it's just like a, how should I put it? It's like a boy kind of game. I don't know how to explain it by saying that, but so guys wouldn't really care about stuff like that if you know, for the most part. Not like there aren't men that care about this kind of stuff, but for the most part they'll be like, you're too sensitive in a world that's too sinister and evil or whatever. So Malevola, like, you know, slaps his area, his groin area, and that's something that people bring up a lot, and I could totally see where this would border on harassment. But more often than not, a lot of people just said, oh, whatever, like, she's hot or whatever. Comment down below what your thoughts are on that. This is why Blonde Blazer is actually just such a good character to me. I just feel like she's just, like, mature. I don't know, that's just me. There are even users talking about the fact that they have tried to find ways to avoid Invisigal kissing them, and that they finally cracked the code as to how to do it, which I'm going to insert and do a little voiceover for you because I can't exactly recall how one user said they did it. But all in all, that's pretty much what I want to add. And I'm also going to run some TikTok videos of people's thoughts and what they have to say about this.
He let one scene from Invisigal corrupt their mind about what was right in front of them. You have an abusive woman with a septum ring with obvious issues and mental health problems who's sitting there trashing the main character and almost caused an old man to die. But wait, he did cause an old man to die! Who would have thought that the girl with all the red flags was the worst choice in the game?
Keep up.
No! As a Blonde Blazer fan, it gets utterly sickening to explain emotional maturity to a bunch of people who can't think for themselves. This is why I made this tweet that blew up about having emotional immaturity and people not reading the damn comic. Chase was easily the best character in this game. Second probably being like Roy. This character meant so much to the overall story in terms of heroism, development, and much more. But guess how he died? Oh, that's right, from Invisigal. Almost like this girl showed a path of ignorance and toxicity.
Granny's clearly a fan of his own work.
You're right at home behind that desk because you're no hero.
Funniest thing is that Blazer, Mandy, our GOAT, is the one that told her not to go, as well as the rest of the team. So this little debate, it's over. Let's end it right now. Real conversation is Mandy versus Malevola, and the only reason she doesn't clear is because she didn't get the storyline.
Where's my apology? Dispatch season 1 is over, and there's just one thing on my mind. I've endured astronomical amounts of glaze for this character. One freaky cutscene is all it took for y'all, man. Y'all ignored every possible red flag. Look at these comments. This is how y'all made it feel to have picked Blonde Blazer. I knew y'all were delusional when I saw this.
Slate, take a few steps back.
There's no way y'all are real. Y'all were really trying to say she was evil or she could have been Shroud. Lust really out here blinding y'all. Who was the double agent, y'all? Oh, weird. Who didn't listen to shit we said and damn near lied about everything? Who was the only person that could have put a bomb on Bro's suit without being seen? Oh, I forgot about that one. Y'all dead disrespected her. I'll never forget.
Then we have episode 4, which a lot of people have been debating, and I honestly think that had it been there was no Smex scene in episode 4, Smex's dream in episode 4 about you as the main character, would you have gone with Invisigal? And, you know, it's a Gunnar kind of game. It's not like, I won't say it's all the way a Gunnar game, but it pretty much kind of is. And I know how mostly, like, men like to choose things off of immediate reactions to like Smeck's scenes. So yeah, that whole opening dream sequence could be a big reason as to why they chose her. I'm not saying that she doesn't have other like interesting qualities, like, but yeah, that's another thing that people are talking about. But when we do first meet her, she's very like high school, very like the girl that bullies the guy that she has a crush on. So that was a little bit And due to her dialogue and tone, it is unsurprising if people thought that she was younger than she actually is. Now let's talk about my underrated queen, Blonde Blazer, who everybody kind of turned their back on when it came to, you know, having that choice to go down her route or Invisigal's route. I think that Blonde Blazer at first, she was a little bit suspect, but as of right now, I don't think that anymore. She seems like a pretty good option, and she seems like a pretty realistic option. So there's no real answer to your choice. There's no wrong answer, but honestly, I feel like if you chose Blonde Blazer, you might be a little bit more mature. I don't know. She's kind of written as the perfect loyal heroine archetype. She's polished, she's put together, but she's also got that emotional core where she is afraid of what Robert might think when he finds out that she is much different than Blonde Blazer. It's not such a big change. Like when she transformed and showed her real self, I was like, girl, please shut up. Like, literally shut up. You know, she's a brunette and she's shorter and she's not as jacked. And, you know, maybe people like her because she was taller and she was curvier and she was blonde and she was powerful. And she feels that when she's Mandy, people probably won't look at her the same. That was a little bit cute. It was a little bit cute. But at the same time, she does give AI-generated Marvel wife, and I could definitely see that. The way she comes to recruit Robert in the beginning, it's a little bit sus. Like, I feel like at first I thought she was gonna use him or exploit him or do some wild stuff like that. But for the most part, she's quite chill. And when people are like, why would I pick Blonde Blazer when she still had a boyfriend, she was still dating Phenomena Man, it's quite literally obvious that she was done with Phenomena Man, that she was done with Phenomena Man and didn't know how to go about her relationship with him anymore. That's quite literally obvious. And as for her maturity, I do like it. This is not to say that there couldn't have been a little bit more development when it came to, you know, just their characters. They fall flat in ways that is expected because, one, it's an interactive game where, you know, there's the male character and he, you know, the romances center around him and everything spins around him as the main character. But this is not to say that they don't have interesting elements at the same time. But if we do get a season 2, I would definitely like to see that expanded on a little bit more. So obviously in episode 1 with the Invisigal route, she is mostly hostile and abrasive. Nothing explicitly romantic yet. She runs in on Blonde Blazer and Robert's conversation, and first introduction to her, I'm like, what is up with this girl? Your choices don't start her romance, but how you treat her, not being a doormat, not over punishing her, sets a neutral versus hostile baseline that ends up mattering much later. And when you choose the Blonde Blazer route in episode 1, you can actively start building romance points with her. At the bar, you can answer why you help people in a way she likes. On the billboard, when she's overlooking the city with Robert Robertson, she takes off your mask and you can choose to kiss her or let the moment pass. And I just believe that letting the moment pass works so much better for the payoff when she reveals who she truly is to Robert, because it just feels more earned. And honestly, you could get really excited and be like, oh my god, I want to kiss her on the first date. But no. Hold off. Now we get to episode 4. Episode 4, this is the big choice. Movie versus dinner. And this is where a lot of people started to make their choice. Invisigal has a smexual dream about Robert. She confesses her attraction in a vulnerable bathroom scene. Blazer is dealing with the fallout of her breakup and asks for your support, and later invites you to dinner. At the end of the day, your choice can either be that movie with Invisigal or the dinner. During the cinema date, that's where the viral I love Sour Patch Kids meme came from. And by making this choice, it officially locks you out of the Blonde Blazer route. Kind of, yeah. If you choose Blonde Blazer's route, you get the dress scene and the wardrobe malfunction moment where you can comment on how she looks. It's a much more traditional fancy dinner date. You can kiss her again to solidify that route. I go between saying route and rude, whatever, I really don't care. By episode 5, we have the lock-in episode where your earlier choice is confirmed or walked back. There's a whole bar outing where Invisigal and Robert have an exchange, and I think that's the moment that she kind of cues onto the fact that Robert was formerly a superhero. She says another very off-base sexual joke that just comes off super cringy and hard to watch, but you know, she's a cutie and I like her design and I feel bad for the girl. She pulls you aside and she asks you how you felt about the date, and if you choose I had a good time, it locks in her romance. Saying we can just be friends automatically deflects it. In episode 6, there is the apartment party, and with this one, I don't know, I just felt like it felt more natural for Invisigal to be the choice. I don't know. You see the way that Invisigal reacts to Malevola seemingly, jokingly flirting and playing with Robert. And then obviously, you know, vice versa. She has a dance, Blonde Blazer has a dance, etc. By episode 7, there's a big trust and loyalty test. The core plot is the same: how the romance affects who you emotionally prioritize and how certain conversations end up landing. Chase, you know, we think he dies in the last episode, and then obviously Blonde Blazer puts pressure on you to consider cutting Invisigal from the team. The team, you know, they vote against her for the most part. Robert's conversation with Invisigal, you know, where she, you know, kisses him and you have the option to kiss her back or whatever, and she also explains that she got her breathing capacity back. It's a whole sob story. I just felt like they wanted to show her boobs to Robert as an excuse, if you ask me. Not really the attachment, but who am I to judge? And in the final episode, if you go with the Invisigal route, whatever, and if you don't sabotage her earlier, you can get the Invisigal romance ending. They share a kiss. She takes a bullet for Robert. She is found out to be working on both sides, so the initial speculation by the fans that Blonde Blazer was the daughter of Shroud ends up being completely wrong, because Invisigal was actually the one playing both sides. But if the romance falters, you fall into the non-romantic ending of Unity being alone and being more Mecha Man focused. I'm so sorry if that was super long, but I just felt like I needed to recollect that so that we can go forward with the video and have a little bit more context for, you know, what the differences of choice are. I did this as rough as I can and as rough as I can remember. Now let's get into some of the random discourse topics that I have been seeing online, apart from Invisigal being a juvenile teen by behavior and, you know, some of the female characters falling very flat, which is expected. You can kind of tell the writer team like how it was looking. But yes, we have the character Prism, who is played by Thought Squad the rapper. And there was this viral tweet that was everywhere, and it was basically them at the meeting scene where, I don't know what happens, but some kind of argument starts, and Robert quite literally calls her Nicki Minaj, which is a very interesting play on words. But then he goes on and he says Cardi C, and some people were like in an uproar. They were like, this is giving microaggression. I thought it was just giving cringe to follow it up with a Cardi C joke. That's just personally me, but you know, people are like, she's a pop star, she's a rapper, so obviously he's gonna bring up the black female rappers that he knows.
Miss Blazer, maybe if you gave us a dispatcher who knew what they were doing, you wouldn't have to throw no one out.
Hey, Nicki Minaj, I'm standing right here. You can talk to me.
I wasn't talking to you, bitch. Which weak-ass superhero team did you come from? Fucking Geek Squad?
Doesn't matter where I'm from, Cardi C. What matters is I'm here to figure out who stays and who goes.
Yeah, chill out, lady. Let the man talk.
Hey, whoa, you talking shit, you hipster motherfucker? Over here looking like Mumford fucked all his sons.
That was funny, see? We're just busting balls.
Keep talking. You won't have your tiny inbred balls left to fuck.
Ask next time, or there won't be a next time.
Don't threaten me, you butter knife bitch.
Okay, I'll make this quick.
And that's what they're gonna write, yada yada. Others felt, yes, it was a microaggression, but obviously they're not trying to cancel Robert Robertson, okay? You can point things out if you want. Two things can exist at once. This sparked a bunch of racist backlash, not only like people talking about it, but people who were here hating on a fictional character, hating on Prism, saying that, you know, they should have unalived her. A bunch of incels came out of nowhere, and it really brought up the thing whereby, yeah, we knew that incels were gonna be attracted to this game. For one, we've got the playable white MC and, you know, the two waifus. So that level of racism is unsurprising. I do not think, however, that we've reached arcane levels of racism yet. Far be it. But that was just something that came up and it was like a big topic of conversation. I don't even see how people hate on Prism. Prism is amazing. She's so cool. I've seen so many cosplays of her so far. Not so many. I've seen like 2 or 3. And I just think that overall, she is so tea. You can't take out the Pound Cake song from my head right now. It got so many people going back to check out Thought Squad, and I think it was a really good moment for her. The other part of discourse going on online was some people are saying that this game has an LGBTQ tag, and that for a game with that tag, you should be able to romance other characters. People have said Phenomenon. I mean, Phenomenon does kiss Robert. Yeah, Phenomenon is a choice for people. People have been saying Phenomenon, Flambe, Royd, and you can't, you know, basically saying that you can't put the LGBTQ tag on the game. Yeah, you can't put that on the game and then not have the option to romance the other gender. I think people have also said things online like, yeah, I just don't want to play a game where I don't have a romance option of other, you know, other people, and it's just very hetero, which is what later drew people into saying that Invisigal is propaganda, is straight propaganda, because she is literally Vi's daughter and she is forced to be straight and forced to have a smek scene in the game. I feel like Flambe and Robert have an interesting chemistry. Whether that was ship material or not, I don't know what you guys think, but if they ever did go that route, it would be interesting to see that. There was a lot of people talking about, oh, it's confirmed that Robert Robertson is bi, a bi king in the scene where they're at the bar. But I don't know, this is what people are saying. What are your thoughts? So to sum up this video, whether you like it or hate it, Dispatch has managed to blow up immensely. If you believe that the game isn't diverse enough, that's fine. If you feel the game's not for you, that's fine. If you love Invisigal over Blonde Blazer over Invisigal, that is also fine. You have the right to do these things. But for the most part, and you were pleasantly entertained by the game, definitely don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. I'm looking forward to a sequel to the game, and I'm pretty sure that you guys are too. Just wanted to recount some of the fandom discourse and everything that's been going on. You know, I know people get angry so quickly in videos, they don't want to hear anything, and immediately someone's talking about something that is mostly from other sources or what people are saying, they immediately attack people because it's not what they want to hear about the game. This is not the channel to do that. Until next time, guys, I will see you guys in my next video. Comment down below your thoughts, your choices, especially for the last episodes, episodes 7 and 8. See you later.